People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
This is a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation. Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you People's State Bank and Grant Regional Health Center coverage of high school sports. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And sponsored by Faust Electric, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Bytech Incorporated, Carver's Hardwood Flooring, Claire Bank, Donnie's Tire and Auto, Fuller's Milker Center, Gary's Pest Control, Community First Bank, Guy's Truck and Tractor Service, Hernson's Ace Hardware, Krantz Auto Parts, the Peterson Agency, the Raleigh Cheese House, Mound City Bank, the Russell Law Office, the Shoebox, Sloan Implement, Timmerman's Talents, Tricor Insurance, and Wolf Construction.
On a rainy Tuesday in Cuba City, softball is on between the Co-Swall champions, both regional champions, now just 2 steps away from state. It's the sectional semifinals from Cuba City, and it's the Mineral Point Pointers taking on the Cuba City Cubans. Welcome to our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school softball, presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, powered in the postseason by Tim Slack Auction and Realty and H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Now, on short notice, on 97.7 Country WGLR, WGLR.com, the WGLR mobile app, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Broadcasting live today from the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, I'm Matthew Gannon, and this is the Raleigh Cheese pregame show, presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese. It's going to be a great one between these two teams today. They went 1-1 against each other in the regular season series, with Mineral Point picking up the most recent win at their home field at Soldiers Memorial Park in Mineral Point. And we are set for an absolutely great one in the sectional semifinals. We're going to take a quick break as we're just getting ready for game time, and we've got to work through this Raleigh Cheese pregame show. So stay with us. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 1.
From small-town businesses to large multi-state operations, Tricor Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance have industry expertise that can cover all types of businesses.
Having an insurance agency that understands our business is a real benefit. They know our people. It's something Tricor does really well.
Tricor's in-depth knowledge of insurance, regulation, compliance, and safety consulting is here to help your business succeed. Working with leading insurance companies like Auto Owners Insurance. They'll be there when you need them most. Visit TricorInsurance.com to learn more about Tricor Insurance Cycle of Care.
Speeding and reckless driving are leading causes of injuries and deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Whether you're an athlete or a spectator, control your drive on our streets, county roads, and highways to keep all travelers safe. Don't speed. Don't be reckless. Zero in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. This message from the Queen Bee Radio family of stations and the WIAA.
Pregame 1.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show, getting set for the sectional semifinal this afternoon at Splinter Park in Cuba City between the Pointers and the Cubans. Time for Russell Law Office's injury report. If you've been injured, contact Russell Law Offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. Cuba City still looking healthy. Mineral Point still playing with that injury to the right wrist of pitcher Liz Hoffman, but they've been without her for quite some time and have done well in the pitching department. So besides that, full healthy rosters for both teams today. Glad to see it this step in the postseason. For our Fuller's Milker Center starting lineups, presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. We'll get you those as we move throughout the game here today. Some stars on both sides. Both teams had a number of players, 5+ I believe on each side, listed to the All-Swall first team this spring. Two of the best in Southwest Wisconsin going at it today, and you'll see it as we work through that Fuller's Milker Center starting lineup. The colors of the game presented by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental, 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. For the home team, Cuba City, it is the home yellow uniforms, black pants, Cuba City across the chest in black, and for Mineral Point, it's the alternate uniforms, the black Nikes pointers on the chest in royal blue on the uniforms for Mineral Point. On the Shoebox scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, a large independent shoe store in the Midwest. Not much else today. This is, to my knowledge, the only game left today that is still happening. All our other games have been moved to tomorrow. This was the first game to get pushed up earlier in the day with the weather. Now, we'll see if we can play this game all the way through. That's the hope. Looking at the radar, looking at the weather, it did come down in sheets, the rain that is earlier today. It's calm right now, a little bit of wind, overcast, and the temperature has climbed back up to around 70 degrees. But as I said, we have a window. There's rain on the other side of that as well, so we're going to try and beat it here today. We'll take another break and preview the teams after this on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. This is the high school softball sectional semifinal. Mineral Point and Cuba City back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 2.
Like any business, success in dairying is often determined by who you know rather than what you know. That's why it's good to know the pros at Fuller's, your Gia dealer. Fuller's is your source for the automated milking systems line and all of the latest in automated milking systems. Make your operation more efficient and profitable and get the most out of your dairy herd by partnering with the experts at Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your local Gia dealer in Lancaster, Richland Center, and Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com.
Hello, Ben here from Darlington Family Dental. Your smile is as important to us as it is to you. Give us a call and schedule a consultation to figure out if clear aligners might be right for you. The consultation is free. Zero interest financing is available. This solution for your smile might be more cost effective than you think. Call our team and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
Pregame 2.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Almost go time between Mineral Point and Cuba City from Cuba City in the sectional semifinal. Let's take a look at the two teams today. We'll start with Cuba City, I believe, the more interesting story here. We'll start with both of these teams, actually. They went to Gulf Shores, Alabama in March, where they took part in the Gulf Coast Classic. Mineral Point 1-3 there. Cuba City 2-2. The challenge for teams at that tournament, obviously, from Wisconsin is that that's how they kick off their season, whereas a lot of the teams that they're playing have not have played a lot more than them, rather. And one of those teams that both played and both lost to by an exact score of 0-12 is Orange Beach, Alabama, who is currently the number 3 ranked team in high school softball in the United States of America. So good challenge for both of those teams to start off the year. And since that, neither of these teams have struggled throughout the regular season. In fact, both Mineral Point and Cuba City have only lost 2 games apiece during the regular season. Mineral Point's last loss came on May 1st. Cuba City has not lost since May 6th. And in fact, Mineral Point's last loss is to Cuba City. Cuba City's last loss is to Mineral Point. So these teams have seen each other throughout the year. Those 2 games, the one in Cuba City was a 3-0 decision in favor of the Cubans, and Mineral Point walked it off in the bottom of the 8th with a Maddie Cabot home run in the second edition of that one at Soldiers Memorial Park in Mineral Point. That one on May 6th. They've been very solid throughout the year. For Cuba City, the only other loss they've sustained was against Broadhead That was on May 10th, a 1-2 loss. Mineral Point and Waterloo dropped a 2-7 game to Lomira at a tournament in April. So it's going to be a good one between these two teams, getting set for our captains and coaches meeting at home plate. And we'll take another break here. Action after these messages. This is high school softball on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 3.
At US Cellular, you can get 4 free phones of your choice and 4 lines for just $90 with no trade-in.
I'll send a phone to each of my 4 daughters to see who calls me first. I can only pay for one of their weddings.
4 lines for $90 a month and 4 of the latest phones for free. And we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Visit your locally owned and operated US Cellular authorized agent on the square in Lancaster. Quality Cellular, your US Cellular authorized agent. Proud to support Lancaster and surrounding communities.
Sure, putting off electric repairs can save you money today, but can be much more costly down the road. Not to mention dangerous for you and your team. McNett Electric can help. In fact, they can come out to your place soon to get started. They pride themselves on being able to get the job done without having customers wait weeks or even months. Plus, they have a 5-star reputation for their quality electrical work. Call Chip today for your free estimate. McNett Electric in Belmont. Locally owned and operated. Pregame 3.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel as the sun peeks out here for a minute. Let's savor it in Cuba City on what has otherwise been a very rainy day as we try and squeeze in one of the games of the year in Southwest Wisconsin between the Pointers and the Cubans. We'll tell you that today's game is brought to you by Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop into Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. We're also brought to you today by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richiesinc.com. Southwest Health has over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have excellent care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. Dan's Auto Center in Mineral Point congratulates the Mineral Point softball team on a great season. For new tires, tune-ups, and complete diagnostics, visit the experts at Dan's Auto Center in Mineral Point. Farmers Implement in Mineral Point proudly supports the Mineral Point Pointer softball team. At Farmers Implement in Mineral Point, service has been a tradition for over 40 years. We have what you need to get the job done. Need reliable, local electric work you can trust? AB Electric delivers quality service on time and on budget for homes, farms, and businesses. Call AB Electric today and power up with the pros at 608-732-5973. Jay Guile Dairy in Cuba City. Jay Guile, your authorized Gia dealer in Cuba City, knows as a dairy producer you can't afford downtime. At any time, day or night, call Jay Guile for emergency repairs. Timmerman's Talents of Platteville. Call Todd Timmerman to find out how you can save by going green with our solar solutions. Timmerman's Talents of Platteville and Timmerman'sTalentsLLC.com. Davis Bus Line serving Southwest Wisconsin and now hiring drivers in the Cuba City and Iowa Grant School District for routes in the fall 2025. Davis Bus Lines. Call them for more information. Find Davis Bus Lines on Facebook for contact info. Leo's Used Cars 2. See Curtis Pint and John Weber for your next ride. Leo's Used Cars 2 on Main Street in Dickeyville. Wishing Ella and the girls the best of luck. And Sub-Zero Spray Foam. Visit SubZeroSprayFoam.com to see how spray foam insulation can enhance your energy savings, air sealing, mold prevention, and more. Sub-Zero Spray Foam of Dickeyville. And we are just about to get started between this one, Mineral Point and Cuba City. The winner will take on the winner of Random Lake and Waterloo for the sectional final at Mineral Point. Getting ready to go here. We'll take one more break. Sectional semifinal action after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 1.
Hi, this is Steve Schmidt, owner of the Shoebox in downtown Black Earth. We have thousands of pairs of shoes in stock, no waiting. So stop in anytime, specializing in size, selection, and fit. We will save you money. P.S. We measure both feet. Stop into the Shoebox, the largest shoe store at the north end of Black Earth.
Hi, this is Christine Raleigh of Raleigh Cheese, wishing all area athletes successful seasons. Cheese is a great source of protein for school lunches or a snack before the big game. Stop in and try some of our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. We have fresh cheese curds weekly and a wide variety of snacks and beverages, plus made-to-order cheese trays. Shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23, Shellsburg.
WGLR Farm Director Bob Middendorf broadcasts live from the Iowa County Dairy Breakfast this Saturday from 7 till 9 a.m. at the Dylan and Brianna Handel Farm in Barneveld. They're serving from 6:30 to 10:30. Bus shuttles are available, so don't miss the Iowa County Dairy Breakfast this Saturday.
In Game 1.
Back on 97.7 Country, WGLR, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel as we finish our national anthem here at Splitter Park in Cuba City. It'll be Mineral Point to hit first. Cuba City will be on the mound, and as we mentioned, both of these teams very impressive, and they're highlighted by their pitching crews as it stands right now for Cuba City. Peyton Guile, and for Mineral Point, Tenley Buckup. Very impressive, those two of the best pitchers in Southwest Wisconsin. And the two times these two have played earlier this year, it was a low-scoring affair both times. Cuba City, as I mentioned, took home a 3-0 victory in the first game, and just 5 days later, Mineral Point came back with a 2-1 win of their own. So we expect another low-scoring game here today. It's dry for the time being, so we won't expect our ball to be any too wet and have to contend with that. But as I mentioned, it should be a great one between these two teams. We're brought to you today by B&B Truck and Trailer Service in Cobb. Call them for all your heavy-duty diesel truck and trailer repairs at 608-341-0889. Pete Transfer and Pete Transport can help with all your hauling needs, too. Call Brian at 608-778-9099. Ivy's Construction, Mineral Point. Ivy's Construction Incorporated is a family-owned and operated ready-mix aggregate and excavation company serving Southwest Wisconsin. Ivy's Construction in Mineral Point. Mark Trish and Casey Thompson at Thompson's IGA in Cuba City want to wish the Cuba City girls softball team good luck. Thompson's IGA and Cuba City. We bake our breads and buns fresh in store. This week, brat buns are on special. Brett Rogers Construction in Cuba City. Quality work at the right price for all your home improvement needs inside and outside. They love what they do, and you will too. Brett Rogers Construction, Cuba City. Peyton Guile on the mound for Cuba City. It's Mineral Point's Maddie Cabot. The last time these two played, she had the final say. She'll be the leadoff hitter for Mineral Point. Guile readies the ball. Here's the first pitch. That one low. And a called ball. 1-0 the count for Cabot after that one. Guile readying up her second pitch, working on a 1-0 count to Cabot. Here's the pitch. Cabot swing and a miss for strike one. We're brought to you today by Schneidels Heating and Cooling, your local Daikin dealer. Call Bradley Schneider for heating, ventilating, and air conditioning service for Schneidels Heating and Cooling in Bloomington. Guile, the 1-1 pitch. Cabot hit hard, deep, center field, and it's gone. Mineral Point opens it up with a leadoff. Not gone, rather. Excuse me for the excitement, people. That one bounced off the front side of the fence. My apology. But it is a leadoff double, nonetheless, for Mineral Point. Cabot on base. Kind of hard to tell from back here. That does bounce off the top of the fence. Eliza Ingwell up to bat next for Mineral Point. 0-0 here. No outs. One on second. Ingwell showing bunt. Won't bunt. And Cabot will innocently walk back to second base. There's a strike called, so a 1. The count to Ingwell. Anderson Rubber Toyota in Dubuque. Powering our audio stream, Anderson Rubber Toyota in Dubuque when you are ready. 0-1 to Ingwell. Here's the pitch for Guile. Ingwell swings, pops that one up, out, and back for a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. We'll bring you those throughout the day today, should there be any more, and I'm sure there will be. Now an 0-2 count to Eliza Ingwell. Cabot on second, still no outs, scoreless in the top of the first. Guile eyes this one up. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that one high. Good eye there by Ingwell. That'll make it a 1-2 count. Cuba City Collision and Repair. Cuba City Collision and Repair is recommended by a long list of satisfied customers. See Joel Groom, Brian Cohn, and the crew at Cuba City Collision and Repair. 1-2 the count. The pitch, swung at, dropped. Ingwell gunning to first, cannot get there. Aussie Kinch. Kinch, one of the top 5 freshmen in the state. A nationally ranked fielder as well. Here's the pitch to Kinch. That one gets out wide for a 1-0 count early. Cabot still on second. 1 out. Scoreless here, top of the first. Guile, the pitch to Kinch, swings at that one, pops that one up into deep right field. Caught out in the right field, and Cabot will make it safely to third base. Now 2 outs, Cabot on third will bring up Ada Tuttle. Two down so far. Here's the pitch. That one high, and it will drop in for a strike.
Come on, Peyton, let's go.
Tuttle down in the count here, 0-1. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. There's strike 2. Cabot awaits on third. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Soko, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here. Guile, the pitch, swing and a miss. Cabot stranded on third, and that'll do it for the top of the first. We'll take a break. Cuba City gets started hitting after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 2.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
Get ready, car lovers. It's Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors Car Show and Customer Appreciation Day, Saturday, June 14th from 10:30 to 2:30 in Prairie du Chien. Stop by Carey's for an afternoon of awesome cars, food and drinks, store prizes, and fun for the whole family. No trophies, no judging, no pressure, just good times and great rides. That's Saturday, June 14th at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Highway 18 in Prairie du Chien.
In Game 2.
Back at 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. About time for Cuba City to get going here. Hitting in the bottom of the first for Mineral Point. The pitcher is Tenley Buckup, the freshman. We'll tell you that our broadcast today is brought to you by Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main in Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Russell Law Office is here to assist you as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. Cuba City up to bat now. It's number 7, Addie Schuff. Schoaf steps into the box here. Buckup into the circle here in the center. Baylor, the catcher for Mineral Point. Here's the pitch from Buckup. That one low and inside for a ball. 1-0 early count for Schoaf. Buckup, here's the pitch. That one low as well. Now 2-0. The count for Schuff. Good patience here so far for Schuff, the Cuba City junior. Buckup pitching 2-0 to Schuff. Here's the pitch. That one popped up deep above second base. Pointers chasing it down, and it is brought down by Jaden Schultz for out number 1.
Second for Cuba City, number 9, playing third base, Summer Rogers.
Summer Rogers up next for Cuba City, as we are brought to you today by McNatt Electric of Belmont. They can assist you with all your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at McNatt Electric are on call and ready to help with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNatt Electric Belmont. This hit gets down into left field where McVeigh picks it up, and it's a bad throw by McVeigh into the dugout. And on that error, Rogers takes second base. Josie Cruiser up next for Cuba City. 1 out, still 0-0, bottom of the first. 1 on second for Cuba City. Similar situation to what the Pointers were in on the top of the first. Buck up. There's the pitch, and that one high for a ball. Buck up, here's the pitch. That one into the zone for a strike, 1-1. We're brought to you today by Mound City Banks. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop into Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. Buck up, here's the pitch. That one high for ball number 2. Now 2-1 to Cruiser. Community First Bank, for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFbank.com. Member FDIC. Cruiser ready for the 2-1 pitch. There it is. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See inventory and employment opportunities at richiesinc.com. 2-2. Buck up. Cruiser will step out here. She calls time. Back into the box. Buck up. The pitch. Swing and a miss. For out number 2. Brooklyn Dressler takes to hitting now 2 outs. Rogers still at second. Buck up, pitch. That one popped high up, and that will go over the fence for a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. Brought to you today by Southwest Health, with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have excellent care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. Also brought to you today by Timmerman's Talents of Platteville. Call Todd Timmerman to find out how you can save by going green with Solar Solutions. Timmerman's Talents of Platteville and Timmerman's Talents LLC.com. That ball, another Cuba City collision and repair foul ball, is Mineral Point's third base player. Alec Kroll tracks that one down. Now an 0-2 count for Dressler, and Cuba City trying to not strand a player of their own. Here's the pitch, swing, and a miss, and it's 2 strikeouts for Buckup in the bottom of the first. We'll head to the second after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 3.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ziprecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free.
In Game 3.
Back to the action here on 97.7 Country, WGLR, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. It's the top of the second inning, and it's 0-0 between the co-conference champions, Mineral Point and Cuba City. Jaden Schultz will bat here for Mineral Point to get us started in the second. Both teams were close to points in the first as Mineral Point stranded Maddie Cabot at third and Cuba City left Summer Rogers at second. Pitch number 1 is a ball, so up in the count early is Jaden Schultz. Ivy's Construction, Mineral Point. Ivy's Construction is a family-owned and operated ready-mix aggregate and excavation company serving Southwest Wisconsin. Ivy's Construction, Mineral Point. Here's the pitch. Schultz pops that one off the back barrier for a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. Now 1-1. Jay Guile Dairy in Cuba City. Jay Giles, your authorized Gia dealer in Cuba City. They know as a dairy producer you can't afford downtime. Anytime day or night, call Jay Guile for emergency repairs. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Schultz swings at that one. It gets through down the third base line. Schultz wanted second. Instead, she'll backtrack, and it is a single for Jaden Schultz to get us started in the second. The catcher, Allie Baylor, up next for the Pointers. Sub-Zero Spray Foam. Visit SubZeroSprayFoam.com to see how spray foam installation can enhance your energy savings, air sealing, mold prevention, and more. Sub-Zero Spray Foam of Dickeyville. 0-0. No outs. Here's the pitch. Baylor tries to bunt. Pops that one up for a Cuba City collision and repair foul. Dressler couldn't get under that one in time, so it does fall innocently to the ground. Leo's Used Cars 2. See Curtis Pint and John Weber for your next ride. Leo's Used Cars 2 on Main Street in Dickeyville, wishing Ella and the girls the best of luck. 0-1 for Baylor. Showing bunt again, and another Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. Now 0-2 to Allie Baylor. Coach Quinn Schultz on third base gives the call to Baylor. Baylor into the box. Guile readies the pitch with Dressler. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Baylor swing and a miss for a strikeout. It's the second strikeout of the day thrown by Guile, and it's the first out here in the top of the second.
Next for Mineral Point, number 2, playing right field, Ava Ingwell.
Right fielder Ava Ingwell will bat next for Mineral Point. Farmers Implement in Mineral Point proudly supports a Mineral Point Pointer softball team. At Farmers Implement in Mineral Point, service has been a tradition for over 40 years. We have what you need to get the job done. Schultz on first, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Ingwell, that one high, 1-0. Dan's Auto Center, Mineral Point congratulates the Mineral Point softball team on a great season. For new tune-ups, tires, and complete diagnostics, visit the experts at Dan's Auto Center in Mineral Point. Here's Giles' pitch, and that hits Ingwell. Schultz will take second. So 1 out now. Schultz on second. Ingwell on first, and Ella Kroll will take to bat next. Kroll shows bunt here. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Kroll won't bunt. It's a strike. Chloe McVeigh is on deck for Mineral Point. There is 1 out. Need reliable local electrical work you can trust? AB Electric delivers quality service on time and on budget for homes, farms, and businesses. Call AB Electric today. Power up with the pros at 608-732-5973. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Kroll bunts, but it's a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. And Kroll now 0-2 in the count. It's Schultz on second, Ava Ingwell on first. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Guile. Kroll, swing and a miss. She strikes out. Now 2 outs. And my apologies, not McVeigh, it's Buckup hitting for Mineral Point, the pitcher. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That one low and inside as Buckup watches that one go by for a ball. One-0 pitch from Guile. Pitch on the way, swung at and fouled away at Cuba City Collision and Repair. Foul from Buckup. That'll make the count 1-1. Brett Rogers Construction in Cuba City. Quality works at the right price for all your home improvement needs inside and outside. They love what they do and you will too. Brett Rogers Construction in Cuba City. 2 outs, runners on first and second for the Pointers. Here's the pitch, and that one a strike. Now 0-2 for Buckup. Call B&B Truck and Trailer Service in Cobb for all your heavy-duty towing, diesel, truck, and trailer repairs at 608-314-0889. Pete Transfer and Pete Transport can help with all your calling needs. Call Brian at 608-778-9099. Here's the pitch, Buckup, and that one going to be a Cuba City Collision and Repair foul ball. Will bring Schultening well back. Still a 1-2 count. Mark Trish and Casey Thompson at Thompson's IGA in Cuba City want to wish the Cuba City girls softball team good luck. Thompson's IGA in Cuba City. We bake our breads and buns fresh in store. This week, 6-pack brat buns are on special. 2 down, 1-2 the count for Buckup. She'll take time here. Guile. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that one, a strike! 3 strikeouts that inning for Guile, and we'll head to the bottom of the second. Still no score on the scoreboard. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 4, Grantland Grain, just off Highway 61 between Potosi and Lancaster, can help you with your grain storage and drying needs. The time is now to plan for your 2025 harvest. Licensed and fully insured, Grantland Grain has plenty of available storage capacity to handle your next crop. Call the Grantland Grain office for hours of operation, as hours are likely to change as harvest time progresses. Check them out on Facebook or call Tony at 608-558-3615 or Daryl at 608-558-6832. Trucking is available. Dewey's Tire Repair, north of Platteville on Highway 81, invites you to the Grant County Dairy Breakfast, June 8th at the Schilling Farm on Ebenezer Road in Fenimore. Besides a great breakfast including your favorite dairy products, there will be plenty to do and see for the whole family. This message is sponsored by Dewey's Tire Repair. Need tires, tire repair, or roadside assistance? Stop in and see them or call 608-348-5456. They'll get you in and out quickly, and they're open 6 days a week. Dewey's Tire Repair, the best place to take a leak. In Game 4.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. No rain so far. Try not to jinx myself here as we're at the sectional semifinal between Mineral Point and Cuba City at Splinter Park in Cuba City, home of the number 1 Cubans taking on the number 2 Pointers. Gabriella Vosberg hitting next for Cuba City to lead us off. Buckup steps into the circle. She struck out Cruiser and Dressler to end off the first as the Cubans still working through their lineup here. Here's the pitch from Buckup. That one high and right for a ball. 1-0 for Vosberg to get us started. Claire Bank, with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, is proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. The 1-0 pitch from Buckup to Vosberg. Here it is, and that one in the zone for a strike. Now 1-1. Bryan's Auto Body and Paint Specialist, the pros at Bryan's, get the job done right for unexpected dings or major repair projects. Head to Bryan's Auto Body and Paint, Lancaster. The 2-0 count, and that one a Cuba City Collision and Repair foul ball. Tipped off the bottom of the barrel of Vosberg's bat there. That'll make it 2-1. Still no score here. Buck up the pitch, and another Cuba City collision and repair foul ball on the changeup. A little slower pitch there from Buck up to make it 2-2. CJ ATM Service, see Chuck Schneering for all your business and large-scale event ATM needs. Find CJ ATM Service on Facebook to learn more. CJ ATM Service of Platteville. And Tim Slack Auction Realty, whether buying or selling, call Tim, Kathy, Chase, and their staff today. Tim Slack Auction Realty, Lancaster and Fenimore. Buck up the 2-2, swung at, gets over Schultz, and it'll be a base hit for Ella Vosberg. Good contact there by Vosberg on the 2-2 pitch. And she gets on base in her first AB of the day. The pitcher, Peyton Guile, batting next for the Cubans. Buck up into the circle. There's the pitch. That one right over my head. A Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. Justin Washburn and the H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical team continue to provide top-quality plumbing, heating, and electrical service for your business, home, and farm. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving you in Fenimore, Lancaster, and Boscobel. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a bunt, and it's a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball, so we'll make it 0-2. With the great bullpens that we have today with Guile and Buck up, the bunts have not been great for either side. Here's the 0-2 pitch. There it is. Swung at, gets down to third base. The play not there at second or at first. And Peyton Guile with a single. Cuba City, no outs. They've got 2 runners on base. Pizzeria Uno, the Annex in the back bar, Southwest Wisconsin's favorite way to celebrate is pizza and drinks at Pizzeria Uno and the Annex in Platteville. No outs. It'll be Ayla Nolan next. Mineral Point having a discussion here at the mound. That's Kroll, Ingwell, Baylor, Buckup, Schultz, and Kinch, the infield. Coach Rogeman having words with Ayla Nolan as we wait to get started. It's Vosberg at second, Guile at first. No outs in the top of the second. Still scoreless in the sectional semifinal. First Supply at Platteville, your total commercial plumbing and heating wholesale outlet where quality parts are needed. The experts rely on First Supply in Platteville. And there's strike number 1. Nolan misses on the bunt. Here's the pitch. Another Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. And making an 0-2 count for Nolan. Kaiser Auto and Lawnmower Repair. Call Earl Kaiser to get auto or lawnmower serviced in Cuba City. Kaiser Auto, Lawnmower, and Repair says go Cubans. Bytech Resource Management of Greenaway. Bytech Resource Management of Monroe. 0-2 pitch. Buck up. There it is. Low one outside for a ball. Make it a 1-2 count. Carver's Hardwood Flooring. For hardwood flooring, stair installation, and refinishing needs, call Ryan Carver, the only Natural Wood Flooring Association certified installer, sander, and finisher in the tri-state area. Carver's Hardwood Flooring in Benton. Buck up. The pitch. Swing and a miss for out number 1. Ayla Nolan out here. Still runners on first and second for Cuba City. Joel up to bat next for Cuba City. 1 down here, top of the second. Mineral Point trying to get out of the situation. There's the pitch, and it's a strike on pitch number 1 from Buckup. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Jury and the gang a call at TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. 1 down so far. Buck up the pitch. There's a beautiful bunt. We'll get the out at first, but runners advance to second and third. Cuba City with 2 in scoring position. And it'll be Allie Ingersoll.
Designated player Allie Ingersoll.
Trying to put some points on the board for Cuba City. 2 down. Guys Truck and Tractor for heavy-duty towing and recovery. Reliable 24-hour roadside service and long-distance transports. Calling Guys Truck and Tractor and Kieler at guystruck.com. And a strike number 1. Ingersoll misses on the swing there. To 0-1 count. Runners on second and third. Guile on second. Vosberg on third. Buck up the pitch. That one high. That'll make it 1-1. Gorgon Funeral Services, caring for families from all walks of life since 1916. Leaders in their profession, dedicated to excellence and service in the highest integrity. Gorgon Funeral Service in Dodgeville and Mineral Point. 1-1. Buck up the pitch. Swung at and caught out by Ingwell. Nifty move by the shortstop. No run score, and we go to the third after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 5.
Hello, Mitch here from Kieler Family Dental. There's never been a better time to explore what's possible for you and your family at our 3 state-of-the-art facilities. From routine dental care to same-day crowns to clear aligners, veneers, and implants, we cover a wide spectrum of dental services. Call our team and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
Multiple Ventures Duct Cleaning. No, not duct. Air duct. If you're having allergy issues from pet dander or dust, it could be your ducts. Heating vents can become a breeding ground for fungi, germs, and mold, meaning the air you breathe inside your home can be up to 70 times more polluted than the outside air. Multiple Ventures Duct Cleaning, LLC, can clear your air ducts and dryer vents. Call Daryl at 608-306-2541 for a free estimate. How important is clean air to your family? Call today and find Multiple Ventures Duct Cleaning on Facebook.
In Game 5.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Both teams have been through their entire order, but there's no points on the board, 0-0. As we get ready to go in the third of the sectional semifinal, it'll be Maddie Cabot leading us off for the Pointers. Here's the pitch, and that one a strike as Cabot just watches that one drop right in the zone. Here's the pitch. Cabot. Does she pull back on it? It looks like she does. 1-1. Krantz Auto Parts, your local hardware Hank and Napa dealer. See Rob Krantz and the crew at Krantz Auto Parts for full-service repairs on cars and light trucks to Krantz Auto Parts of Fenimore. Cabot swings at that one in. Her second hit of the day as that one goes into the left field. It's a single for Maddie Cabot.
Up next from Mineral Point, number 20, shortstop, Eliza Ingwell.
It'll be Eliza Ingwell up next for the Pointers. We're brought to you today by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors of Belmont, Prairie du Chien, and at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. Here's the pitch. That one high, and Cabot will stumble her way back to first safely. 1-0. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit here in Cuba City. I don't know if I dare check the radar. Little shower traveling to our south, hopefully going to miss us for the most part. Here's the pitch, a bunt, and Cabot will get successfully to second base, and Ingwell with a great bunt single. Austin Kinch, the power hitter for Mineral Point, one of the best home run hitters in the area, up next. Guile, the pitch, Kinch pops that one up high, and the wind might help her here. Off the fence, it's a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. Austin Kinch will live to see another pitch. Some drizzle starting to fall here. Try and get our stuff covered up as much as we can. 0-1, Guile the pitch, Kinch, high and away, runners will stay, and it's 1-1. Sloan Implement, your official John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montford, and at sloans.com. Kinch awaiting the 1-1 pitch from Guile. Here's the pitch, swung, and another Cuba City collision and repair, foul ball. Hard hit ball will make it a 1-2 count. Boz Electric, call Brad Adrian and Josh Busher at Boz Electric, Lancaster, and Fenimore, and WCC Brands Custom Apparel and Kieler at WCC-brands.com. It's like second base fell off. Cabot working on it there. One of the officials will come check on it. We'll use this time to tell you that we're brought to you today by People's State Bank. For personal, home, business, and ag loans, visit one of their convenient area locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com, member FDIC. Ready to get back to the action here. 1-2 for Kinch. No outs. Runners on first and second. Guile, the pitch. Kinch, that'll go down the third base line. And that one, an error. Cabot running towards home. She gets there, and the Pointers are on the board first. Kinch is safe at second. Kinch with the RBI double on the Cuba City error. Ingwell advances from first to third, and Mineral Point jumps out to a 1-0 lead. Mineral Point celebrating in the dugout over there. Cuba City, Coach Rojaman. We'll have a chat with her infield in the mound here. Mineral Point convening with Coach Schultz for a chat. That's Ingwell, Kinch, and now Ada Tuttle, who's batting next. Donnie Serenata, I'll call the only hooker in town for 24-hour towing service at 568-3014, 568-3014. Your home for excellent car care is Donnie's Tire and Auto in Dickeyville. Officials give us the ready, and we will resume play here. 1-0, Mineral Point leads in the top of the third inning. And one of the officials back in here stepped out for a minute. Tuttle steps into the box, ready to get her AB started. Runners on second and third for Mineral Point, no outs. Here's the pitch. Tuttle sees that one into the zone, outside of the zone rather. Called ball, 1-0. In a mostly defensive battle so far here today. Kinch on second, Ingwell on third. Here's the pitch. That one a ball, 2-0. For Tuttle. Looks over to Coach Schultz. And back into the box. Mineral Point leads 1-0, top of third, no outs, 2-0 for Tuttle. Runners on second and third. Here's the pitch. That one called strike 2-1. Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. Gary's Pest Control, over 40 years of professional, friendly service. 2-1 pitch incoming. Here's the pitch from Guile. Swung at. Play going to be made at home, and she's safe. Ingwell gets home. Mineral Point with a double. Kinch goes from second to third. And the Pointers, with no outs, lead it 2-0. Coach Rojaman will have a quick question here with the center official and makes her way back to the dugout. Cuba City defense convenes at the mound here as the wind picks up a little bit. Quick reset where we're at. No outs, top of the third inning. Mineral Point leads 2-0. Jaden Schultz batting. Ada Tuttle on second. Austin Kinch on third. Kinch got the party started with the RBI double. Here's the pitch. Schultz, that a ball low and right. 1-0. The Back 9 Golf Simulator in Platteville. You can play Augusta right here at home. Find the Back 9 on Facebook for details. The Back 9 Golf Simulator, Business 151 in Platteville. Schultz calls time. She'll step out for a moment. Schultz steps back in. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Schultz from Guile. There's the pitch. Schultz, a Cuba City collision and repair foul. That'll make it 1-1. Mound City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop into Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. Schultz. Contact made on that one, and that one going to hit the roof of the dugout and leave the playing area for another Cuba City collision and repair foul. Now 1-2 for Schultz. Cuba City Community First Bank, for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. 2-0 lead for the Pointers. 1-2, no outs. Here's the pitch. Schultz, that one low. Patience there will make it 2-2. Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richiesinc.com. The Cuba City defense still looking for their first out here in the third. Here's the pitch from Guile. Schultz down the first base line. She'll be out there, and Kinch will retreat to third. Good coverage there by Cuba City as they pick up their first out of the inning, and Mineral Point brings Baylor up to bat.
Batting for Mineral Point, number 4, point catcher, Allie Baylor.
Hey, let's go on hands here, let's go.
Still Tuttle on second, Kinch on third for the Pointers. One down. It's Baylor up to bat. There's the pitch, swing and a miss for Baylor, strike one. We know for sure we'll have Baylor, and barring that we have no double play, it would be Ava Ingwell next. Just one down here in the third. Here's the pitch. Baylor can't get the bunt to go. It's a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball and an 0-2 count for Allie Baylor. Southwest Health has over 24 specialty services, more than 50 specialists, so you can have excellent care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. Baylor back up into the hitter's box here. There's the pitch. That one, a strike and a strikeout. So Baylor strikes out looking. That's two down. Ingwell was hit by a pitcher last time at the plate. That's how she got on base. That's just the second pitch thrown to her. Runners on second and third. Here's the pitch. That one low and outside, called ball. Wind picking up once here again in Cuba City. Top of the third. Mineral Point leads this one 2-0. There's a strike. Mineral Point started the inning with 4 hits. And a ground out and a strikeout for Cuba City. They look to finish this inning up here. 1-1. Here's the pitch to Ingwell. That one high. She pulls back and to make it 2-1. Guile, 2-1 pitch on the way. Ingwell, there is a strike. That'll make it 2-2. Pointers down to their last out of the inning. Here's the pitch. And a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball high off the back fence. It'll keep the AB alive. Brought to you by Leo's Used Cars 2. See Curtis Pine and John Weber for your next ride. Leo's Used Cars 2 on Main Street in Dickeyville, wishing Ella and the girls the best of luck. 2-2. 2 outs. The pitch. A ball high, and we've got a full count. 3 outs. Still with Tuttle on second and Kinch on third. It's Ella Kroll on deck for Mineral Point. Angwell. Ready. Guile. The pitch. It's low. And she walks. Ella Kroll up to the plate. 2 outs. Working with the bases loaded. Sub-Zero Spray Foam. Visit SubZeroSprayFoam.com to see how spray foam insulation can enhance your energy savings, air sealing, mold prevention, and more. Sub-Zero Spray Foam of Dickeyville. Two down, bases loaded. The pitch, that one low and inside, and it's a ball for Ella Kroll. Davis Bus Alliance, serving Southwest Wisconsin and now hiring drivers in the Cuba City and Iowa Grant school districts for routes in the fall of 2025. Contact Davis Bus Alliance for more information. Find Davis Bus Alliance on Facebook for contact information. Here's the 1-0 pitch and a swing and a miss for Ella Kroll, 1-1. Dan's Auto Center congratulates the Mineral Point softball team on a great season. For tires, new tune-ups, new tires, and complete diagnostics, visit the experts at Dan's Auto Center in Mineral Point. 2 down, 1-1. Bases loaded for blue and white. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. There's strike 2. Timmerman's Talents of Platteville. Call Todd Timmerman to find out how you can save by going green with solar solutions. Timmerman's Talents of Platteville and Timmerman's Talents LLC.com. 1-2. Guile, the pitch, and it's low. It'll make it 2-2. Need reliable local electrical work you can trust? AB Electric delivers quality service on time and on budget for home, farms, and businesses. Call AB Electric today and power up with the pros at 608-732-5937. Kroll hits that one, and she is out at first. Still a good inning for Mineral Point. They take a 2-0 lead. We'll take a break. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 6.
Milk has been building champions for centuries. Research shows that real milk builds pregame muscle, and low-fat chocolate milk restores postgame muscle for athletes like few other beverages. That's why the pros know they're gonna need milk to fuel their performance. Learn their inspiring stories at GonnaNeedMilk.com. GONNA needmilk.com. Brought to you by Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin.
This is Shane Bertzlaff from Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. If you're looking for dependability in a new or used vehicle, Toyota has 7 out of the top 12 vehicles that last over 200,000 miles, ranking number 2 in J.D. Power's dependability study. Toyota also has 5 of the top 10 vehicles with the best resale value, according to Kelley Blue Book. Come see us to find your Toyota at Anderson Weber Toyota when you're ready.
Anderson Weber Toyota, next to Target in Dubuque. Visit them online at AndersonWeberToyota.com.
In Game 6.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Addie Schoaf will bat next for Cuba City as we get ready to go here in the bottom of the third. It's a windy one here in our sectional semifinal. Mineral Point with the 2-0 lead. Buck up takes her final warm-up pitch. And we're ready to go. Cuba City has stranded 2 in the last inning, 1 in the first. They've stranded 3 today in total. Now facing a 2-0 deficit. Schoaf will get us started. Bottom of 3, buck up. Here's the pitch, and into the zone for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. That one a ball. It'll make it 1-1. A little low to the right. Farmers Implement Mineral Point proudly supports a Mineral Point Pointer softball team. At Farmers Implement Mineral Point, service has been a tradition for over 40 years. We have what you need to get the job done. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And we'll check the swing there. Make it 2-1. Jay Guile Dairy in Cuba City. Jay Guile, your authorized Gia dealer in Cuba City, knows his dairy producers. You can't afford downtime anytime, day or night. Call Jay Guile for emergency repairs. Schoaf ready for the 2-1 pitch. There's the pitch. And into the zone for strike number 2. We'll make it 2-2. Just getting started, bottom of 3. There's the pitch, and it's a ball. We'll have a full count for Schoaf. Davis Bus Line serving Southwest Wisconsin and now hiring drivers in the Cuba City and Iowa Grant school districts for routes in the fall of 2025. Contact Davis Bus Lines for more information. Find Davis Bus Lines on Facebook for contact information. 3-2. Here's the pitch. Schoaf. Strong hit ball into center field. Cabot chase it down. Schoaf makes it to second, where she will stop as the throw rolls into Kroll at third, and Cuba City will start off the inning with a Schoaf double.
Batting second, Cuba City, number 9, third baseman, Summer Rogers.
Summer Rogers batting next for Cuba City. Rogers scored a double on a error for Mineral Point last time she was up. There's the pitch. That one's a ball outside. (1-0). No outs. One runner on second. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. There is strike 1 to Rogers. Ivy's Construction Mineral Point. Ivy's Construction Incorporated is a family-owned and operated ready-mix aggregate and excavation company serving Southwest Wisconsin. Ivy's Construction in Mineral Point. Buck up ready's the pitch. 1-1, and we'll have Rogers call for time here. Buck up. Back into the circle. 1-1. Here's the pitch. And a bunt. And is she safe? She is called out at first. Stands there. In disbelief. Schoaf gets to third.
For Cuba City, number 17, first baseman, Josie Cruiser.
Cruiser up to bat next for Cuba City. Schoaf awaits on third. Here's the pitch from Buckup. High and away for ball 1. Brett Rogers Construction, Cuba City, quality work to the right price for all your home improvement needs, inside and outside. They love what they do, and you will too. Brett Rogers Construction in Cuba City. Buck up, the 1-0 pitch. Here it is, popped high up. Just off outside of the back wall for a Cuba City collision and repair foul. That'll make it 1-1. Mark Trish and Casey Thompson at Thompson's IGA in Cuba City want to wish the Cuba City softball team good luck. Thompson's IGA in Cuba City. We bake our breads and buns fresh in store. This week's 6-pack brat buns are on special. 1 down, 1-1 the count for Josie Cruiser. Here's the buck up pitch and a swing and a miss. Buck up. The 1-2. That one hit deep into right field. And it gets down. There's an RBI hit. And it'll be a double for Cruiser. One down, and Cuba City gets right back into it. The Pointer lead now 2-1. Brooklyn Dressler will hit next for Cuba City. One down, Cruiser on second. There's the pitch from Buckup. That one's hit deep into the outfield. Cabot gets to it, and Cruiser will stay at second. Two down. Vosberg up next to hit for Cuba City. Here's the pitch from Buckup, and that one a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball down the third base line. 0-1. Here's the pitch from Buckup, and into the zone for strike number 2. We're brought to you today by B&B Truck and Trailer Service in Cobb. They're here for all your heavy-duty diesel truck and trailer repairs at 608-341-0889. Pete Transfer and Pete Transport can help you with all your hauling needs. Call Brian at 608-778-9099. Two down. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Buckup. And there's a ball. AB stays alive for Vosberg. Buckup readies the 1-2. There's the pitch and a Cuba City collision and repair foul. We'll get another pitch from Buckup here shortly. Schneidl's Heating and Cooling, your local Daikin dealer. Call Bradley Schneider for heating, ventilating, and air conditioning service from Schneidl's Heating and Cooling in Bloomington. The 1-2 from Buckup, hit into center field, and Cabot's there for the inning. We head to the fourth, and it's 2-1 Mineral Point. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 7.
The Southwest Tech Agriculture Rain Gauge Report is proudly sponsored by Southwest Tech. Keep up to date with the latest rainfall totals from throughout the tri-state area. Tune in to WGLR to hear the Southwest Tech Agriculture Rain Gauge Report during the Farm Show with Bob Mittendorf, weekday mornings at 5 a.m. and throughout the day during our newscasts. The Southwest Tech Agriculture Rain Gauge Report. Southwest Tech. This is where you belong.
Nobody loves a deal more than Dad, so make him proud and shop Fleet Farm for his Father's Day gifts at the best prices guaranteed. Like a Charbroil 3-burner gas grill for just $149.99. Or how about a Craftsman V20 half-inch cordless drill driver kit for $49. And whether he's grilling or drilling, help him look good with Carhartt Force Tees for 25% off. For more of the hottest Father's Day deals, stop by your local Fleet Farm or check out our latest weekly ad at fleetfarm.com.
In Game 7.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Top of the fourth here in Cuba City, and it's a 2-1 lead for Mineral Point. Both teams get on the board in the third inning. Mineral Point will close out the order with Buckup to get us going in the fourth. After that, it'll be Cabot and Eliza Ingwell as we get back to the top of the order. Here's the pitch. Buckup shows bunt. Lets it go by for a called strike. 0-1. Here's the pitch. That one low for a ball. Now 1-1. There's the 1-1. Another ball will make it 2-1. Some programming notes here. Lancaster and Fenimore baseball, they will play tomorrow. Belmont will play their games tomorrow. The game as we've got a base hit from Buckup. Slated for 3 o'clock against Barneveld, North Crawford, and River Ridge. Postponed to tomorrow. Highland will play the winner of that regional final Thursday night. River Ridge and North Crawford will play baseball tomorrow as well. A lot of updates with the weather today. This one of the only games we're able to get in today with the weather. Weather actually behaving. I mean, the wind has picked up at times, but nothing too serious. Still nice and warm outside. 75 degrees right now. Rain will come in later today. But I think we might have found a window to get this one in. Already into the 4th inning here. Pointers back to the top of the order with Maddie Cabot. Here's the pitch. Cabot watches that one go by for a ball. 1-0. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. Powering our audio stream, Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque when you are ready. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one low to make it 2-0 for Cabot. Cuba City Collision and Repair. Cuba City Collision and Repair is recommended by a long list of satisfied customers. See Joel Groom, Brian Cohen in the queue at Cuba City Collision and Repair. Buck up on first. No outs. It's a 2-0 count here. There's the 2-0 to Cabot. That one called strike. That'll make it 2-1. Claire Bank with the convenient location in Southwest Wisconsin is proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. 2-1. That one a strike. It'll make it 2-2. Cabot watched all 4 of these go by. She's got 2 hits today. One was deep into the outfield for a double. Her other a base hit to get that scoring started in the 3rd for Mineral Point. Here's a 2-2. That one low will get a full count as Buckup retreats to first. CJ ATM Service, C-Check Engineering for all your business and large-scale event ATM needs. Find CJ ATM Service on Facebook to learn more. CJ ATM Service in Platteville. 3-2, a full count. Here's the pitch. Cabot will get a Cuba City Collision and Repair foul. Yet another pitch coming to Cabot. Tim Slack Auction and Realty, whether buying or selling, call Tim, Kathy, Chase, and the staff today. Tim Slack Auction and Realty, Lancaster and Fenimore. We'll try the full count again. Here's the pitch to Cabot. It's low, and Cabot will walk. Eliza Ingwell. Engwell is 1 for 2 today. Out from the shortstop to first base on her first AB. Got a single on a bunt in the 3rd. Runners on first and second, no outs. Here's the pitch, tries the bunt again. That one drops down. Ingwell will be thrown out, but runners advance to second and third. So she sacrifices on the bunt there. And it'll be Asti Kinch next. Kinch was out in the right field to get us started in the first, and then and the Cuba City Air had an RBI double in the 3rd. Guile, the pitch, and they'll have a strike here on the first pitch thrown to Kinch. One down, runners on second and third. Cabot on second. It's Buckup on third. One strike. Here's the pitch to Kinch. That one hit into the left field, and it is a Cuba City Collision and Repair foul ball. I had to hold our breath to see if that one would get down or not. Russell Law Offices here to assist you as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin. Russell Law Offices. 0-2 for Kinch. Runners on second and third. Here's the pitch. Kinch gets under that one. That's into the right field. And it's down. She stops at first, and Buckup is in for the run. It's an RBI single. Cabot to third. And Mineral Point up to a 3-1 lead.
In Game 8.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
Get ready, car lovers. It's Carey's Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors Car Show and Customer Appreciation Day, Saturday, June 14th from 10:30 to 2:30 in Prairie du Chien. Stop by Carey's for an afternoon of awesome cars, food and drinks, store prizes, and fun for the whole family. No trophies, no judging, no pressure, just good times and great rides. That's Saturday, June 14th at Carey's Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Highway 18 in Prairie du Chien.
In Game 8.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Ada Tuttle batting for Mineral Point. It's 1-2 to Tuttle. 1 out. Runners on second and third. Kinch stole second. Cabot still on third. Just 1 down. Tuttle, a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball to keep the AB alive. My apologies on the commercial break there, folks. Nothing happened while we were off. 3-1 Mineral Point, top of the fourth. Runners on second and third, 1 down, and a 1-2 count for Tuttle. Swing and a miss for Tuttle. And now Schultz up to bat. With 2 in scoring position. Schultz was on her first at-bat, hit a single and stranded at second and was out at first last time up. Here's the Guile pitch. Schultz hits that one past the shortstop. Cabot comes in. And Kinch comes in. It's a 2 RBI single for Jaden Schultz. Jaden Schultz with a huge hit there over the shortstop, and the Pointer lead continues to grow, now 5-1.
Batting for Mineral Point, number 4, catcher Allie Baylor.
Allie Baylor up to bat next for Mineral Point. 2 down. Schultz on first. Here's the pitch from Guile, and a strike from Guile to Baylor. Magnet Electric of Belmont can assist you with all your electrical needs. Chip and his crew, Magnet Electric, are on call and ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. Magnet Electric in Belmont. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Guile. Baylor swings and misses. That'll make it 0-2. Guile. The pitch, Baylor, a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball to keep the AB alive through the trees here at Splinter Park in Cuba City. Over an hour of game time gone, still clearish skies. Here's the 0-2, Baylor, that gets past the shortstop, and it's a single for Baylor. Schultz will take to second. That'll bring in Ava Ingwell to hit next. Kendall Winger will run for the catcher Baylor.
As a courtesy runner, number 8, Kendall Winger. At the plate, number 2, playing right field, Ava Ingwell.
Still 2 down. Schultz at second. Winger running for Baylor at first. Here's the Guile pitch. And a strike thrown to Ingwell. Still in the top of the fourth here. 5-1. The lead for number 2 Mineral Point over number 1 Cuba City. Guile, the 0-1 pitch. That one high. That's a ball, and it's 1-1 now for Ava Ingwell. There's a drop there by the catcher. Now 2-1. 2 down. Here's the pitch from Guile and a Cuba City collision and repair foul. That'll make it 2-2. Brought to you today by Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Runners on first and second. Here is Guile's 2-2 pitch to Ingwell. And low and inside for ball 3. Now 3-2. Mineral Point has been through almost their entire order in the inning, but that won't matter. Swing and miss. Cuba City with damage control towards the end. A 5-1 lead for Mineral Point. We head to the bottom of the fourth after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 9.
When you're faced with a challenge, how you respond determines the real winners. Rural Mutual believes there's something more important than winning a game. They believe that the team, school, and fans who support their athletes with dignity and class are the true champions. Rural Mutual is the proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Insurance Sportsmanship Award since 1965. The award recognizes that sportsmanship matters in your community. Visit ruralmutual.com/WIAA and see how their team and your community can work together to be true champions.
Hello, this is Corey Waggle, the Dairy Enterprise Manager for the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. UW-Platteville School of Agriculture boasts a state-of-the-art living, breathing laboratory in Pioneer Farm. Students have the opportunity to put theory into practice in our dairy and livestock enterprises, as well as see the newest technology in agronomy and ag mechanics. Hands-on activities are an everyday occurrence for students taking classes or working at Pioneer Farm as they learn alongside our dedicated staff. If you'd like to learn more, schedule a visit to see UW-Platteville's Pioneer Farm today.
In Game 9.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Guile will bat first for Cuba City as we get started in the bottom of inning number 4. Buckup still in the circle for the Pointers. Guile hit a single and was stranded at second last time out for Cuba City. Ready to get going here. Mineral Point leads 5-1 into the back half of this one. Here's the pitch, and that one outside for ball 1. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Justin Washburn and his team continue to provide top-quality plumbing, heating, and electrical service for your business, home, and farm. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical serving you in Fenimore, Lancaster, and Boscobel. The 1-0 pitch, that one low, bounces off of home plate to make it 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Buckup, swing and a miss. That'll make it 2-1. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stoko, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here. There's the 2-1. We'll make that 3-1 on the ball. That one high for Guile. Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros at Brian's get the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Lancaster. On the 3-1, that one into the zone for a strike, now full count. 3-2. Buck up the pitch, and a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball as that one fouled off hard. Credit the tree there for the save on those cars parked. Still 3-2. Buck up the pitch. This one popped deep into center. Cabot retreats, readjusts, and makes the play. There's one down for Mineral Point. It'll be Ayla Nolan next for Cuba City. Nolan struck out swinging at her last at-bat. Here's the pitch. That one high. Baylor grabs onto that one for Mineral Point. Nice. 1-0 the count. Folks, if you're listening to us on 97.7 Country WGLR app, or online at WGLR.com, we do have our video stream available on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, as we'll have ball number 2 there. We're powered in the postseason on there by Tim Slack, Auction and Realty, and H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electric. We got a view just behind home plate for you on a cloudy, overcast, windy day at Splinter Park in Cuba City. 1 down, 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch. That one a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball off the power line this time to make it 2-1. Here in the Wolf Construction broadcast booth. Nolan stands ready. Buck up the 2-1 and another Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. That'll make it 2-2 for Ayla Nolan. As I mentioned, Nolan struck out swinging at her last AB in the 2nd. Base is empty for Cuba City. Joel will bat next. Here's the 2-2 and another strikeout from Buck up. Emma Joel will bat next for Cuba City. 2 down. No hits this inning for Cuba City. Buck up the pitch. This one popped up into the infield, and Kinch brings it in. Her and Schultz both go for it at the same time. And that'll do it for the 4th. We'll take another break. Mineral Point gets us started in the 5th after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 10.
Mills Market in Montfort invites you to the Grant County Dairy Breakfast this Sunday at the Schilling Brothers Dairy Farm on Ebenezer Road in Fenimore. This year's menu features all your favorite dairy products, including milk, cheese, ice cream, and more. This message sponsored by Mills Market, your hometown grocery store, carrying a full line of groceries including fresh produce and meat. Try the brats. They're great. Get your gas, groceries, cold beer, spirits, and snacks all in one stop. And look for the Mills Market ad in the reminder and Facebook for weekly specials.
Looking to refresh your home with a pop of color? Hermson's Ace Hardware has got you covered. Discover the stunning Magnolia Home Collection by Joanna Gaines, along with trusted lines like Clark & Kensington, Benjamin Moore, and Royal Paints. Whether you're tackling a weekend project or a full home makeover, we have the perfect paint for you, including state-of-the-art color matching. So if it's a fresh coat of what you've loved for years or a new look for your home, visit Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
In Game 10.
Into the 5th inning on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Ella Kroll struck out swinging in the 2nd and was out at 1st to end off the 3rd. She'll lead us off in the 5th. Shows bunt, backs out, high and away for a ball to get us started to Ella Kroll. Mineral Point leads this one 5-1. Quick little reset. No points in the 1st inning for either team, nor the 2nd. Mineral Point picked up 2 runs as Kroll Swings and misses here for strike one. That's in the third inning. Cabot and Ingwell scored on RBIs from Kinch and Tuttle. Cuba City came back on a Schaff score on a Cruiser RBI. That made the score 2-1 as on the 1-1 pitch. Kroll bunts and cannot hit first base. It's into the fourth inning where Mineral Point scores. Buckup comes in on a Kinch RBI. And Ingwell and Kinch come in on a Schultz 2 RBI to make it 5-1. It was 3 up, 3 down for Cuba City at the bottom of the fourth. We'll round out the order for Mineral Point with Buckup. Guile the pitch, and a strike on the pitch to Buckup. Buckup on the day struck out looking in the second and open us up in the fourth with a single. She would make it all the way around and end up scoring run number 3 for Mineral Point on a Kinch RBI. This one low for a ball. Now 1-1 to Buckup. The wind picks back up here. 1 down, 5-1 Mineral Point, top of 4. This one low and inside will make it 2-1 to Buckup. Here's a pitch from Guile and a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. That'll make the count 2-2 for the pitcher Buckup. Some sun starting to peek through here. 2-2. Guile the pitch. And a ball called. We'll get a full count now, 3-2. There's the pitch, and a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. We'll bring Buckup back. We'll do 3-2 again. Three and 2, 1 down. Here in the top of 5, Guile. The pitch, and Buckup walks. That one was high and away, so she gets on base here. And we'll reset the order with the center fielder, Maddie Cabot. Hit a double to get us started, a single in the third, and was walked in the fourth. Cabot will check in with Coach Schultz here as we got a quick mound visit from Dressler. Had a chat with Guile. 1 down, Buckup on first. Cabot at bat for the Mineral Point Pointers. Here's the pitch and strike 1 to Maddie Cabot. Brought to you by Ritchie Implement and Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See inventory and employment opportunities at richiesInc.com. 0-1 the count, the pitch, and a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. That'll make it 0-2 to Cabot. We should see Eliza Ingwell next. Cabot, 0-2. The pitch, and a ball. That'll make it 1-2 for Cabot. Mound City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop into Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. There's the pitch from Guile. Cabot slices that one between first and second base. Buckup rounds second and makes it all the way to third. Cabot with the single. And Eliza Ingwell. Runners on first and third, only 1 down. Ingwell shows bunt. Pulls back. Cabot will take second. 2 runners in scoring position for Mineral Point. 1 down and a 1 count for Eliza Ingwell. Here's the pitch. And a ball. A strike, rather. My apologies. That's 0-2 for Ingwell. Here's the pitch from Guile. And strike 3. Ingwell strikes out looking. 2 runners on, 2 down, and Osti Kinch up to bat. She popped it out to right field in the first. Scored on hit an RBI double, my apologies, on a Cuba City error in the third, and in the fourth hit an RBI single. 3 RBIs on the day for Kinch. Deep shot into left field. Contact made. 2 runs come in for Mineral Point, and it's a 2 RBI triple for Osti Kinch. 7-1 Mineral Point. Kinch can flat out hit it. Ada Tuttle with a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball on her first take there of the AB. Kinch on third. That one stayed just fair down that left field line. 0-1. And the changeup gets to Tuttle. Swings early on that one, and it's 0-2. Oh, 2 down. 7-1 Mineral Point. Runner on third. Here's the pitch. A knock to first, and the play made there by Cruiser. Inning over. 7-1 Pointers. We'll take a break. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Creamy Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 11.
This is a salute to the backbone of our nation, our farmers. At Sloan Implement, they understand the dedication, the passion, and the hard work that goes into every harvest. From sunrise to sunset, generation after generation, families work together to feed the world. Sloan Implement in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montford, Mount Horeb, Monroe, and Lanner invite you and your family to attend this week's Grant County Dairy Breakfast at Schilling Farm in Fenimore.
Powered up with Sloan.
Gear up for Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb. Now through August 17th, play free daily in the Quick Rewards app and earn bonus plays with every eligible purchase. For example, grab one with hot food, that's 2 bonus plays. Each week, the cash prize climbs by $5,000, all the way to a $250,000 grand prize. So open the app and get climbing. Your summer, your climb, your win. No purchase necessary. See complete details at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes.
In Game 11.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Creamy Radio Sports YouTube channel into the bottom of 5 here in Cuba City. It's a 7-1 lead for Mineral Point over Cuba City.
Leading off for Cuba City.
Allie Ingersoll will get us started for Cuba City. She's only hit once. It was in the second, and that was when we had the acrobatic catch from Eliza Ingwell in the infield to get her out. She'll get us started in the bottom of 5. Buck up in the circle for the Pointers. Baylor, the catcher. Here is the pitch, and a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball will get us started with an 0-1 count. Ingersoll pops this one up into the center field, and Kroll nabs that one for out number 1.
Batting for Cuba City, number 7, playing second base, Addie Schoaf.
Addie Schoaf up next for Cuba City. Schoaf was out at second on her first hit, scored a run on a Cruiser RBI double with a double of her own in the third. She knocks this one deep into center, and Ava Ingwell gets under that one for out number 2. 2 down, and it's going to be Summer Rogers trying to do some work for Cuba City. Rogers did hit a double in the first inning, out at first in the third. 1 for 2 on the day. Buck up the pitch, and a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball off the back wall here. Baylor will track that one down, and 0-1 is the count. Community First Bank, for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. 0-1, 2 outs. Buck up the pitch. That one hit deep into center. Cabot will run up on that one, and there's the out. 3 up, 3 down for Cuba City. We head into the 6th after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 12.
Trade out and trade up with the Gia Milking Performance promotion at Fuller's Milker Center. For a limited time, trade out your old milking units and liners and immediately benefit by trading up to a better milking performance at substantial savings. Choose from the Gia IQ milking unit or the Classic 300E milking unit, both available with a GQ liner package. Plus, save if you need to swap Jetter cups too. Contact Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your Gia dealer in Lancaster and Richland Center to find out how you can save big trading out and trading up on new Gia milking equipment technology.
Tricor Insurance works with leading insurance carriers like Auto Owners Insurance to provide honest and reliable service when you need it most.
For one, I want them to know that they're not alone. They know that no matter what happens when it comes up, that they can count on us to assist them through that process, whatever it may be.
Tricor and Auto Owners Insurance for your home, auto, and more. Visit TricorInsurance.com to find an agent near you.
In Game 12.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere after this, folks. We'll have the Edward Jones Rees Wealth Management post-game show. We'll wrap up shop here and talk sectional final. 7-1 Mineral Point as it stands. A Cuba City collision and repair foul ball from Jaden Schultz, who's leading us off. Schultz hit a single in the second, was out at first in the third, hit a 2 RBI single in the fourth to make it 5-1. She is 2 for 3 on the day, make that 3 for 4 with a single deep into left. And we'll bring up Allie Baylor next. Baylor hit a single in the fourth earlier in this one. Struck out looking in the third and struck out swinging in the second. 1 for 3 on the day is Allie Baylor. No outs, 1 on first. Baylor bunts in. It's a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball to get us going here. Sub-Zero Spray Foam. Visit SubZeroSprayFoam.com to see how spray foam installation can enhance your energy savings, air sealing, mold prevention, and more. Sub-Zero Spray Foam of Dickeyville. Baylor down 0-1. Guile the pitch, and there's another Cuba City collision and repair foul ball on a bunt attempt from Baylor. She'll come back. Schultz retreats to first. 0-2 now the count for the catcher Baylor. To the count, the pitch, swing and a miss. Baylor strikes out. And we'll bring up Ava Ingwell for Mineral Point. 1 down, Schultz on first. Ava Ingwell was hit by a pitch in the second, walked in the third, and struck out swinging in the fourth. Been on base twice, still seeking her first hit. There's a high pitch. Dressler controls it and keeps Schultz at first. There's ball 1. There's the pitch and strike 1 to Ingwell. Now 1-1. The count. Leo's Used Cars 2. See Curtis Pint and John Weber for your next ride. Leo's Used Cars 2's on Main Street in Dickeyville. Wishing Ella and the girls the best of luck. 1-1, 1 out. Schultz on first for Ava Ingwell. 7-1 the Mineral Point lead. Guile, the pitch, popped up, and it's a Cuba City collision and repair. Foul ball. If we were at a baseball game in the MLB, someone just won themselves a free ball, but this one not nearly as valuable. That'll make it 1-2. Timmerman's Talents of Platteville. Call Todd Timmerman to find out how you can save by going green with solar solutions. Timmerman's Talents of Platteville and TimmermansTalentsLLC.com. Guile, the 1-2 pitch. It's high for ball 2, make it 2-2. Davis Bus Line serving Southwest Wisconsin and now hiring drivers in the Cuba City and Iowa Grant School Districts for routes in the fall of 2025. Contact Davis Bus Lines for more information. Find Davis Bus Lines on Facebook for contact information. 2-2 for Ava Ingwell. Here's the pitch from Guile. Swing and a miss. There is out number 2 of the inning. And we'll bring up Ella Kroll. On the day, Kroll struck out swinging in the second. Out at first in the third. And was out at first in the fifth. 0 for 3 on the day. Kroll looking for her first hit. At 8th in the order. Here's the pitch. That one low. Kroll watches it go by for ball 1. Brought to you by J. Guile Dairy in Cuba City. J. Guile, your authorized Gia dealer in Cuba City. As a dairy producer, you know you can't afford downtime anytime, day or night. Call J. Guile for emergency repairs. There's the pitch, and that's ball 2, 2-0 to Kroll. Need reliable local electrical work you can trust? AB Electric delivers quality service on time and on budget for homes, farms, and businesses. Call AB Electric today and power up with the pros at 608-732-5973. There's the 2-0 pitch. We'll make that 3-0 to Kroll. Buck up on deck for the Pointers. Schultz, I believe, let us off with a single this inning. There's a strike there. That'll make it 3-1. Southwest Health has over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have excellent care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. There's the pitch. Kroll deep into left, and that will be a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. There was some exit velo on that one, but not in the field of play, so we'll bring her back, and it's a full count for Ella Kroll. Dan's Auto Center congratulates the Mineral Point softball team on a great season. For tune-ups, new tires, and complete diagnostics, visit the experts at Dan's Auto Center in Mineral Point. 7-1 the Pointer lead, full count, 2 outs, Schultz on first. The pitch, Kroll, and caught out by Vosberg to end the inning. We'll take another break. Cuba City, 2 more chances to put some runs on the board. Bottom of the 6th after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 13.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey, what? Shh, there's a salesman walking up the driveway.
Oh no, he's got a clipboard.
What do we do?
Get down.
Down?
On the floor, you...
Shoot, did he see us?
Why are you breathing so loud?
Home ownership isn't easy, but with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, shopping for home insurance is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
In game 13.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sport YouTube channel. It's the bottom of the 6th from Cuba City, and it's a 7-1 lead for Mineral Point in the sectional semifinal game. They'll take on the winner of Waterloo and Random Lake. For those of you who are curious, in this sectional, Mineral Point is the 2 seed, Cuba City the 1. On the other side, Waterloo the 5, and Random Lake the 3. So a couple upsets in Sectional 4B. Back to the action here. Cruiser pops this one up here to get us started, and Ava Ingwell tracks it down for the first out here. There's out number 1. Next up to bat, it'll be Brooklyn Dressler. Today, Dressler struck out swinging in the first, was caught out in the center field in the third. 0 for 2 on the day. Here's Buckup's pitch. That's high, and Dressler watches that one by for ball 1. We are brought to you today by Farmers Implement Mineral Point, proudly supporting the Mineral Point Pointer softball team at Farmers Implement Mineral Point. Service has been a tradition for over 40 years. We have what you need to get the job done. 1 ball, no strikes. Dressler will swing at that one. Kroll makes a play, and it's a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. So we'll bring it back. Assessed a strike. That'll make it 1-1, the count on Dressler. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Buck up the pitch, swing and a miss. From Dressler, it's 1-2. Buck up, 1-2, the pitch, and a Cuba City collision and repair foul. That one, a high pitch. Still contact made by Dressler. Buck up, 1-2, the pitch, and a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball once again from Dressler, the AB. Keep it going. 1-2 the count, 1 out, bases empty. Cruiser popped that one out to Ava Ingwell in the right field to get us going in the 6th. Buck up the pitch and swing and a miss. Dressler strikes out, and there's 2 down for Cuba City.
Up next for Cuba City, number 3, shortstop.
And it's going to be Vosberg. Hitting next for Cuba City, Vosberg singled in the 2nd, out at center field in the 3rd. 0 for 2 on the day, strike 1 there, thrown by Buckup. Buckup, 1-2, the pitch. Hit deep into left by Vosberg and caught out by Chloe McVeigh. There's out number 3. We'll take another break. To the 7th we go on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 14.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
Do you enjoy playing sports and watching other people compete? Here's a great opportunity for you to get involved. You can make significant income while providing a great community service by becoming a WIAA licensed official. It gives you the opportunity to be involved, stay in shape, and assist in providing the lifelong lessons from education-based athletics. Signing up is easy. Just go to WIAAWI.org. Access the officials tab to get started today. This message is from Queen Bee Radio and the WIAA.
In game 14.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Top of the 7th. Mineral Point leads it here against Cuba City 7-1. They're 1 inning away from a trip to the sectional finals. A little bit of history here for everyone. Cuba City, they made it to state last year. Mineral Point qualified for state in softball in 2013 where they took home the gold ball. I believe they have not been back since then. There's a pitch and a strike thrown by Guile, 0-1. Contact made there, popped up, and that'll be out for a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. Pizzeria Uno, the Annex, and the back bar. Southwest Wisconsin favorite way to celebrate is pizza and drinks at Pizzeria Uno and the Annex in Platteville. 0-2 the count for Buckup. Guile, the pitch, Buckup, hit over and out at first. Cabot up next for Mineral Point.
Up next for Mineral Point, number 19, center fielder Maddie Cabot.
Here's the pitch, and a strike thrown. That one drops into the zone of beauty, thrown by Guile. One out. No one on base for Mineral Point. Guile, the pitch, and a strike there. 0-2 now for Cabot. Here's the 0-2. Cabot hits that one into left field. Rounding first. Hit the gash. She gets to second. It's a double. One down, and Maddie Cabot's on second. And we'll bring up Eliza Ingwell for Mineral Point next.
Batting for Mineral Point, number 20, shortstop Eliza Ingwell.
Let's see, Eliza Ingwell on the day was out at first, in the third, bunted for a single and scored a run. She was out in the fourth on a bunt. Struck out looking in the fifth. 1-0 here for Ingwell. Here's the pitch. That one low will make it 2-0. Guile. The pitch, Ingwell pops this one up. If it stays fair, it is caught out. And there's out number 2. That was Cruiser. And we'll bring up Osti Kinch with 2 down and 1 on second for Mineral Point. Kinch, her last time up, had a 2 RBI triple. So if my numbers are correct, Kinch has 5 RBIs today. Checks there for a ball. 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pinch and a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball. Here's the pitch, and another Cuba City collision and repair foul ball for Kinch. That'll make it 1-2. Two down, 1-2 the count. 7-1 the Mineral Point lead. It's Maddie Cabot on second base. Kinch at bat. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Kinch strikes out swinging. 7-1, headed to the bottom of 7. Cuba City gonna need to do some work at the bats to get back into this one. We will see, however, we will stay here for this one. So Cuba City ended the last inning. It was Vosberg who got out to end our last inning here. Let's see where we're going to fall. It's going to be Guile, Nolan, and Joel to get us going here. So far in the day, Guile in the second hit a single out at center field in the fourth. She is 1 for 2 on the day. Nolan struck out swinging in the second, struck out swinging in the fourth. She's 0 for 2 on the day. And Joel out on a bunt in the second, out at first in the fourth. She is 0 and 2 on the day. Cuba City going to need hits from all three of those to try and get back into this one here. Buckup still in the circle, looking to close out what would be a big win to add to her resume as a freshman starting pitcher for Mineral Point. Mineral Point, the infielders will convene here. And as we go into the bottom of the seventh, let's send a team to the regional championship. Sectional championship, rather. Buckup, the pitch, and a Cuba City collision and repair. Foul ball from Guile. That'll make the count 0-1. Sky's looking a little dark, and I think we can say a great job here getting this game in by our athletic directors, Carey Lawson and Chris Carr, as that's going to be called ball 1-1. Only game, I believe, today to get in on the Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management post-game show. We'll talk our schedule for tomorrow. It's packed with what we couldn't get in today, and then we pick up again with more games on Thursday. 1-1. This one popped up. Will it stay in? No, just outside for a Cuba City collision and repair foul. That'll make the count 1-2. Baylor puts her headgear back on. Buck up into the circle. 1-2. Mineral Point looking for 3 outs. Buck up the pitch and a strikeout. Guile strikes out swinging. Ayla Nolan. Show bat next. 0 for 2 on the day. 1 down. 7-1 lead for Mineral Point, bottom of 7. Nolan, contact made, right to Cabot for out number 2. And it's going to be Joel, 2 down. The last hope for Cuba City. Buck up into the circle. 2 down, Mineral Point with a chance to play in the sectional championship. There's strike 1. Buck up the pitch. And a Cuba City collision and repair foul ball for strike 2. Mineral Point fans on their feet, looking for one more strike. Buckup steps up. Playing for a spot 1 game away from state. The pitch. And it's a ball outside. 1-2. You hear the sigh from Mineral Point. More Pointer fans come to their feet here in Cuba City. Buckup steps up. Will this be the pitch? 1-2, the pitch, swing and a miss! And Mineral Point takes down Cuba City 7-1. They'll play for a sectional championship. A great season comes to a close for Cuba City, but for Mineral Point, there's more softball to be played. They'll go for a sectional crown against the winner of Random Lake and Waterloo. We'll take a break and get started on the Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management post-game show That'll be after these messages on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Post-match 1.
It is time for the Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management post-game show. Edward Jones is a financial services firm serving individuals and business owners. Is your money working as hard as it should be? This is Elena Reeves with Edward Jones. If you want to provide for your children's education, reduce your tax bill, or prepare for a comfortable retirement, we need to talk. Today, more than ever, your financial security deserves the attention of full-time financial advisors. Take advantage of our years of experience. Contact financial advisors Elena or Ben Reeves at 608-348-2441 or stop by our office on Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville next to Sups Nutrition. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress. Mattresses are not something that you should have to unbox and set up yourself. Frankly, they're cumbersome. That's why, at Dubuque Mattress, we deliver, set up, and get rid of the old mattress for you. And it's not just for people in Dubuque. We deliver just about anywhere. Chicago, Des Moines, Minneapolis, Kansas City, or anywhere in between. So, when it's time for you to get a new mattress, let Dubuque Mattress take care of all of it for you. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
Avercamp Auto Body in Platteville is a proud sponsor of 97.7 Country WGLR's Farm Calendar. Email your egg events to Bob Mittendorf at WGLR.com. The Farm Calendar airs weekdays at 6:35 a.m. This message is brought to you by Avercamp Auto Body in Platteville, celebrating 11 years in business. Our experienced staff will keep your vehicle in top condition. We use top quality parts to provide a high quality repair and quick turnaround time. Bringing your new car, older car, foreign or domestic vehicle to Avercamp Auto Body in Platteville today.
Post-match 1.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. The Pointers of Mineral Point are one game away from state after a 7-1 victory over Cuba City in the sectional semifinal. Let's break things down here on the Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management post-game show. Let's go inning by inning here, get you a quick reset of the game. In the first, it was a Maddie Cabot double to open things up. No points, however. Cuba City gets a double of their own from Summer Rogers, makes it to third, but two strikeouts from Buck up 0-0. Into the second, a single from Schultz. Ava Ingwell hit by a pitch, but then two more strikeouts thrown by Guile, 0-0. In the second, Vosberg on a single makes it to third, and Guile subsequently to second on a single. Mineral Point picks up three straight outs, however, 0-0. In the third, Cabot hits a single, Ingwell a bunt, both brought in. Cabot brought in on an RBI double from Kinch. Ingwell brought in on an RBI double from Tuttle. 2-0, Cuba City scores their only run on a Schaff double and a Cruiser RBI double to bring her in 2-1. Into the fourth, more points for the Pointers. Buck up a single. She's brought in on a Kinch RBI single. Then Ingwell gets on base, and Cabot gets on base. Kinch on base with that single, both brought in by Schultz on an RBI single, a 2 RBI single. That is 5-1. Cuba City goes 3 up, 3 down in the fourth. Into the fifth, Buck up is walked, and Cabot hits a single, both brought on base by a Kinch 2 RBI triple to make it 7-1. Cuba City goes 3 up, 3 down, 7-1, and the scoring stays the same from there. Pointers get 2 more hits on hits by Schultz and Cabot. 7-1, your final score. Mineral Point takes down Cuba City there, a game away from state. They'll take on the winner of Random Lake and Waterloo. We'll take another break back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Post-match 2.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Every regular season Friday home game at American Family Field, ticketed fans 21 and over who sit in the Miller Lite beer pen in the left field loge bleachers will receive a free Brewers can holder, courtesy of Miller Lite and Leinenkugels. Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA.
UW-Platteville's Dairy Science major offers students outstanding opportunities. Our students get hands-on experience on campus and surrounding farms and take classes that focus on the most up-to-date science and technologies. Students compete regionally and nationally on our Dairy Challenge and judging teams and travel internationally to learn about agriculture. From our farm to fork and business approaches for understanding the dairy industry to unique opportunities like small ruminant dairying and small-scale dairy processing, our faculty and staff offer high-quality, hands-on education to create the next generation of leaders that our industry needs.
Post-match 2.
Back out 97.7 Country WGLR and the Quibi Radio Sports YouTube channel. A 7-1 victory for the Mineral Point Pointers. They will play in the sectional final in softball coming up in the next couple days here against the winner of Random Lake and Waterloo. It's time to name a tri-core turning point, and we'll have to think about what that one's going to be. That turning point, as I mentioned, as we fight through the wind here, is brought to you by Tri-Core Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tri-Core Insurance today. Kind of hard to pick what it is. For me, I'm going to look to the fourth inning. I feel like that's where Mineral Point got more comfortable. Cuba City showed in this third, after Mineral Point picked up those 2 runs, that they would be able to stick with them, hitting at least. And I'm going to have to go with the Jaden Schultz 2 RBI single to make it 5-1. I feel like that was really a big moment for Mineral Point when they were able to firmly jump in the driver's seat, gain a big scoring lead, and get a lot more comfortable with their position and their odds in this one. Following that, Cuba City went 3 up, 3 down in 4 innings. The final 4, 3 of those innings. So Cuba City struggled hitting once they got down. They hit a lot of pop flies and were hit out in the outfield quite a bit. So that's how we got there, and a big win it was for Mineral Point. We'll see if we can find out when we're going to have that Waterloo and Random Lake game. Right now, it looks like a 5 o'clock start for that one. See if we can't find out otherwise. The winner of that game will play Mineral Point, and that game will actually be in Mineral Point, that sectional championship. As we bring in Maddie Cabot of the Mineral Point Pointers here on the Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management post-game show. Congratulations on the win, Maddie.
Thank you.
All right, so talk me through this one. Starting off, points were started to score here in the third. You'd already been through the order once. You got it going with a single, and a fantastic hitting day it was. You had a double in the first. You had a single and scored on a run in the third. You were walked and got on base again in the fourth. Go to the fifth, you hit a single, and you hit a double in the seventh. Every time that you stepped up to the plate, you got on base. Talk about your hitting performance today and the hitting performance of the team as a whole.
You know, every time I'm up at bat, I got to tell myself, stay calm, get on base for your teammates and let them drive you in. It's a team thing, it's a team effort, and if I get on base and fire my team up, that's my job as a leadoff batter, is just to get our team fired up and just put the ball in play.
And I want to talk about this game in general. Before we started, we didn't know if we were going to have this game today. Yeah. Moved it up to 2 o'clock at board earlier this morning, but we're able to fit it in. To my knowledge, the only game in the area that went on today. What was kind of the feeling of the team and the uncertainty of not knowing if you were going to play, and then getting here, having all the fans here, and having the game that you guys did?
So before the bus, we had a team meeting in Schultz's room, and we were just we got a phone call, and they were like, do you even want to play this game? And then we're like, yeah, we're playing. Even if we have to wait 2 hours, we're playing this game today. We are going, and we are getting this victory. So that was our mindset the whole time, that we are playing this game no matter what happens.
And talking about having that energy, you need a lot of it to take on Cuba City. Not only are they good pitching, but hitting a very good team. Talk about what it took defensively to get this one done here today.
We just really believed in ourselves. You believe in your teammates to make every play, you're going to win championships. And the energy we brought today, it started on the bus. As soon as we got on the bus, we were playing the speaker, getting loud, getting fired up. Energy wins championships, and that was our mindset today, was we just got to start with energy, and we'll go from there.
Now, many of the girls on this team know what it's like to go to state in other sports. Some were on the state championship basketball team in 2022. Some went to state volleyball, including yourself, this fall. What would it mean to go to state in softball, and what energy are you going to bring into the sectional championship in the next coming days?
State is just it's so fun. Like, it's such a warm experience. Like, nothing you can even imagine. Like, I've dreamed of it since I was a little girl, and I went during volleyball, and now I want to get right back there. I want to go back to state, and I want to win. Like,
talking about the two teams that you might be playing in the next round, we don't know, they haven't played yet. It's either Random Lake or Waterloo. You know Waterloo, you played them, you haven't seen Random Lake. What are your thoughts on a potential matchup against either one of those teams?
Just because they're a lower seed doesn't mean they're not a threat. Like, we got to go into it just like we did tonight, just with high energy and good at bats.
And that's Maddie Cabot of the Mineral Point Pointers. We'll see him in the sectional championship on Thursday. Thanks, Maddie.
Thanks.
That's Maddie Cabot. We'll bring in head coach Quinn Schultz in a moment. Before that, we'll take a break. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Post-match 3.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Post-match 3.
Back on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, waiting to hear from Coach Quinn Schultz of the Mineral Point Pointers on his team's victory today over Cuba City. As we mentioned, Mineral Point has not lost since May 1st. They've only got 5 losses on the season. 3 of those came in Gulf Shores. 1 to Lomira and the last one to Cuba City on May 1st here in Cuba City. What a game it was for the Pointers. They hit well. They were able to defend the Cuba City bats well, which is always a challenge. I'd like to congratulate Cuba City once again on a fantastic season. Obviously, they were very close to state 2 years ago, losing in the Mineral Point sectional final to Waterloo. They got it done and made it to state last year. And this year, they were just 2 steps away from state. So a number of trips to sectionals for Cuba City. But today was Mineral Point's day as they get it done and pick up the victory. We'll bring in Quinn Schultz of the Mineral Point Pointers. Congratulations on the win today, Coach.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
So your team, as I just said, has not lost since May 1st. That game was here in Cuba City. What does it take to come to a spot where you lost earlier in the season, turn it around, and pick up a win in front of such a loud visiting crowd?
The crowd was outstanding. Being able to split with Cuba earlier or this year, right? The girls were ready to play. It didn't matter if we played them at home. It didn't matter if we played them here. It didn't matter where we played them. They were going to play our softball, and if it was good enough today, which it was, they were ready to go.
Yeah, and one thing I asked Maddie about is the challenge of getting this game in. You had that team meeting earlier today, didn't know if you wanted to play, but she told me the girls definitely wanted to play and get this one in. What kind of energy did they have coming into this one?
They had a lot of energy. They had the music going. They were ready to play. I asked them flat out. I said, we can either go there, sit, wait, and maybe play, or just do it tomorrow. And they say, we're getting on the bus, we're going. If we can play, we're going to play, and they were ready to go.
And talking about how the bats were working today, I was talking to Maddie Cabot. She stepped up to the plate 5 times, got on base all 5 times. You had big performances. I think Osti Kinch had 5 RBIs today, if I'm not mistaken. 2 more RBIs came from Jaden Schultz, and a great performance all around from the entire team. What went right today, batting?
Well, everything went right. I mean, we got a team this year that there's not a lot of pressure on one person, right? They know the person behind them can do whatever we need them to do. They can put the barrel on the ball. So it takes a lot of pressure off them when they're in at the plate, and it all came through today.
And talking about the challenges, we were going through a Russell Law office's injury report. You lost Liz Hoffman very, very early in the season. Tenley Buckup steps up as a freshman pitcher. She had a fantastic game today. What growth have you seen from her throughout the season?
I think her confidence. She's always been a hard worker. She's always been high energy. She just wants to be perfect, right? And so she will continue to work. I never have a doubt with that. Being that said, Liz Hoffman, that was a big blow when she got hurt at the Waterloo tournament. But she's been great in the dugout. She's still taking batting practice. She's still a huge part of our team, keeping us ready to go. And I'm glad we're doing this for all of our seniors.
All right, now taking a look at what's next, we'll find out later tonight if it's going to be Waterloo or Random Lake who you take on. You've seen Waterloo already. What do you know about them? What do you know about Random Lake? And what's it going to be like playing for a spot at state at your home field?
Well, playing at home, playing for a shot at state is big no matter where you're playing. Playing at home is going to make it very special, especially for our girls, our crowd, our community. As for our opponents, that game is postponed, so they're going to be playing tomorrow, so we'll get a chance to see them. Waterloo's playing really well. We have beat them twice, but once you get to the tournaments, anything can happen, and they're turning around. Random Lake, I don't know as much about, but I'll get to see them tomorrow.
All right, that's Coach Quinn Schultz of the Mineral Point Pointers. Congrats on your victory and good luck in the sectional finals, Coach.
Thank you very much.
That's Quinn Schultz of the Mineral Point Pointers. We'll take a look at what we've got coming up on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations tomorrow. It's going to be a really busy day with all of the changes that we had from postponements today, games that were otherwise scheduled. Let's break it down for you. We'll kick action off at 11:05 on a pregame on ESPN Radio and 1590 WPVL. The Brewers are at the Reds, and we've got 4 local games tomorrow. 1 softball game. It's a sectional semifinal with Barneveld at Belmont. That is at 3 o'clock right here on 97.7 Country WGLR. I will be back in Cuba City for some baseball regional semifinal action tomorrow as the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks are at Cuba City. Raleigh Cheese pregame starts at 3:10 on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Postponed from today, Steve Prestegard. Happy birthday to Steve, by the way. The big 60 today. If Steve's out there listening, happy birthday. Celebrate the day, Steve. Enjoy it. He'll be with Seth Wilson at UW Platteville for a baseball regional semifinal. Lancaster taking on Fenimore. And elsewhere, it's going to be North Crawford at River Ridge, another postponed game on X1071 Extreme Hit Music and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel with Tyler Dictanis. Raleigh Cheese pregame show starts at 4:40 for both of those games. Thank you to the staff here at Cuba City High School and at the park here at Cuba City for having us today. Always a pleasure. Thanks to our sponsors for supporting our broadcast. Thanks to you for listening and tuning in. We know it was a lot with the postponements, the time change, and then the last-minute station change from Super Hits to WGLR with the technical difficulties we had. So we thank everyone for tuning in today. Steve, glad you heard your birthday shout-out. Wanted to make sure you didn't miss that one. But that'll do it for us here today. The preceding has been a Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank presentation of high school softball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, with a live stream powered in the postseason by Tim Slack Auction and Realty and H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical on 97.7 Country WGLR, WGLR.com, the WGLR app, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Plenty of action tomorrow on the Queen Bee Radio family of stations and the sectional final. Mineral Point, a shot to go to state to follow later this week. We'll have all of it for you. Until then, have a great rest of your day. Signing off from Cuba City. We'll see you next time, folks.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation.
The Tri-State's best variety of country. 97.7 Country, WGLR FM. Lancaster. Serving Platteville, Dubuque, Galena, and beyond. On WGLR.com. A Queen Bee radio station.